I love to paint, and I had forgotten that I love to paint because I used to use my hands when I was a child. But I lost the use of my hands in my early 20s, and I just sort of let that part of my life disappear, and all of a sudden it's back, which is lots of fun. For years and years and years, I've been an advocate for people who are labeled disabled, and the advocacy has always been about trying to, it's been a struggle, let's put it that way. It's always been a struggle, and the celebration side of it was never clear. And now through Laser Eagles, people are having fun, people are creating beauty, people are discovering each other. The sense of struggle is much less in there. It's way, way more fun and way, way more beautiful. A real sense of people discovering people. And I really think that that's what life is meant to be about. It's meant to be a celebration. When I first saw the video that shows people with significant physical disabilities painting using the laser method, which is called ART, I realized that besides the fact that the people can produce amazing art, the people who track with them, the laser trackers, are drawn into the creation that they're helping this person to make. And they actually discover the person who's in that body that they think is disabled.
It's basically about listening to the artist, listening to their commands, to transfer, to be able to interpret it and then transfer it onto the canvas.
And for me, the really exciting dimension of this work is that these two people really get to know each other, and they get to know each other quickly. And they get to know each other at a spiritual level, an emotional level that otherwise might take them years.
Where do you want to start? Here?
For me, the invention of Laser Eagles has impacted my life in a couple of ways. One is that it gives me an answer to the question that's troubled me for a long time. I guess we can get started, eh, Jean's here?
Yeah.
And that is, how can people see the contributions that people who are very physically different are making already and would love to make even more so in the world.
Okay. I'll make one row.
Especially people who don't speak or whose articulation is so different that people really just pass them by, not knowing there's anybody really there. Emancipation is a good word for it. It's freedom. It's coming out of it's not so much that our bodies are limited. They are limited in their abilities, but what's really limited is what other people say about us and what other people see about us. And so it's the freedom to be seen outside of these limitations and to be known. And the technology of it is so simple. It's so simple. It's really, when I first tripped over it about a year ago, I was like, oh my God, this is so simple. It's like just using a laser beam. And a few people have to figure out when they first start to paint when to start and when to stop and things like that. But once they get their own rhythm down and they use the laser beam as a way of communicating where the painting should actually be drawn, once that's all sorted out, you know, people just fly with it. And some of the paintings that we've done in the last 6 months, I mean, it just blew their mind. It just blew their mind. It takes a lot to have the painting really be my painting and not something like what I would have painted, right? And not that there's anything wrong with it being something like, I think that's valuable too, but for it to be precisely something that I made with all the mistakes that I might make doing it is a real discipline. And it's worth training people so that they can have that ability to give that to people who need trackers to paint. There is a real need for training people in a variety of things. One is just about art itself. Like I, for example, don't know that much about painting. I was surprised today at the quality of the paint. So I need, if I'm going to pursue this seriously, which I'd like to, I need to get training in art myself. So that means also my tracker, whoever is my tracker, also needs to be trained. That level where you can get to be a master, both as a laser eagle and as a laser tracker, would be available to people in the regular arts training programs, all the way up to the Masters of Fine Arts at a university or something like that. My dream for laser eagles is that everyone has the opportunity to be an artist everywhere in the world. They may not pick up the opportunity, but they have the opportunity. Everyone has the opportunity for community. That laser eagles will be taking place in regular sorts of places everywhere, like art galleries and art classes and boys and girls clubs of North America or whatever, so that everybody can find it and be it if that's what they choose. I'd like the community to raise it up with people volunteering to be trackers, people helping to create the organization, people finding people who are laser eagles to come and paint, opening spaces, raising the money, creating the organization so that it goes on past what we've been able to do. There's so many things to do, right? Welcoming it is welcoming us into the regular arts community is a very important first step as well. And I think that's happening. I don't think we've been, no, let me put it in a positive way. We have been so welcomed, which is one of the real beautiful things about laser eagles is people get it and people welcome it.
Alanga?
This amazing technology just goes boom and people are creating together and they see each other and they feel each other and they fall in love with each other. As you can imagine, the idea that some people are normal and some people aren't is an idea that goes back a long, long time. And there have been many, many ways that people have looked at the idea of disability. The most recent model is that people who have unusual ways of thinking or unusual ways of learning or have different kinds of emotional or cognitive or physical aspects about their bodies are people who are called disabled. Now, it might not occur to you that maybe disability isn't real, but that's what I want to talk to you about today. Inclusion starts from the idea that people are just the way people are. There is no such thing as a normal person. There is no such thing as a disabled person. However you show up in life, however your body is, however your mind works, however your emotions work, however you learn, however you speak, or even if you communicate without speaking, whatever your color is, whatever your culture is, whatever your history or experience is, you are what you are. And that's just the way it is. Now, what that makes possible, you see, is the fact that we're all different, and our differences create the possibility of interactions with each other. So, if you have something, and I want it, we can interact. If I can teach you something, and you want to learn it, I can interact with you. And all of society is created out of the interactions which are made possible by differences, by diversity. In other words, under inclusion, diversity is the strongest root of opportunity, of economics, of community.